So Carl, congrats on Captain America: Brave New World. I grew up a big fan of Alias. So it's been so exciting seeing you continue to just be really great in a wide variety of projects. And the scene in Captain America: Brave New World that really registered the most to me emotionally was when you were talking about the significance of your suit that you got married in and not wanting that to get damaged while you were being arrested. Could you speak to that scene because the emotion that you imbued within that just really elevated what could have been, a small line and detail into something that just really touched a lot of people when they viewed the film.
Well, I think that wonderful houndstooth coat, which he kept referring to as a suit, because in his day, a suit of clothes, the jacket and the pants didn't have to match. And it was his first one, and it was the one he got married in. And after leaving his wife when she was pregnant, 4 months pregnant, to go serve his country, that's the last he saw of her. So that suit represents a life that most of it was taken away from him, but that key part of it, that her name was Faith. So his faith was never taken from him. And in this invitation to go someplace special, he wanted to wear his special suit. And you can't, I've worn some pretty loud clothing in my time, but if I think it's sharp, you can't tell me that I don't look good. And that's how Isaiah feels about that jacket. Um, when he comes to and realizes what is about to take place, it's so surreal. It's not that it's beyond his expectation, because he's had a life experience in the country that says, don't take anything for granted. But it's on that particular night, after that momentous appearance at the White House, which seemed to kind of bring things to a bit of a closure after being recognized for what he had done, then to wake up and realize that he was being accused of something that he had no idea of, but he does know that he has been experimented on. He's got a serum in his blood. Um, who knows what else can happen? So the suit is the life that he is trying to hold on to. He can't lose that. He can't lose his faith. He can't allow what love remains in him to be taken out, to be stripped away, to be replaced with bitterness, to be constantly um, guarded by suspicion. He's trying not to do that. Sam has brought him to such a place that he can't turn back. If this had happened um, in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, in his first steps outside the house, he would go back inside the house. That would be it. It's beyond that. He has a statue now. His grandson is aware of what his grandfather did, stories that he probably had not shared with him. His world is aware of him in a different way. His nation is aware of him as someone who contributed and had those contributions stowed away and never acknowledged. So, with all of that and all of that promise, it makes this moment much, much more difficult. And if you're going to lose um, everything, and you have a chance to hold on to something that represents more to you than what you're about to lose, you're going to try to cling to it. And that what he was wrapped in that. He was wrapped in the life that he had not been allowed to live. And so the idea of being returned to prison, and having that life sullied in any way. He was not quote unquote rational. He was, it was simply a cry for a little piece of decency. Whatever this is, whatever's been done to him that he doesn't know or doesn't understand, he knows that jacket, he knows that life, he knows that faith, he knows that woman, he knows his heart. And if those things are still attached, he still has a shot.
That is such a wonderful read on the character in that situation. And I feel like why people have really gravitated towards Isaiah Bradley in the MCU is because you are touching on upon a lot of themes and character elements that aren't typically in superhero films. And what's been most rewarding about getting to reach this very wide, blockbuster audience, but not have this character watered down or made less interesting? Because as you just broke down, there's so much going on and with Isaiah.
Well, it's wonderful. I think I have I have to credit Mr. Morales and Marvel, Julius Ona, and the massive production team on here at Marvel for doing that, for respecting that character, for respecting that story, for Marvel for introducing that story at the time they did, and then for trying to bring it forward into this brave new world, perhaps as a reminder that there is unfinished business, and there are ways in which repair can take place. Sam started it with Isaiah's character in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and now because of Sam's example, because he, made sure the world knew who Isaiah was, Isaiah is now back in the world. Um, and this is the world he has to deal with. And maybe because of Sam's example, this is this is a world he wants to survive in.
Yeah, and there's a lot of heavy stuff going on in Isaiah's story, but I really am glad that we got to see early on just him with Anthony Mackie and Danny Ramirez, where they're joking around, ribbing each other. We see like that really good vibe between them. How was it getting that looser energy out during those scenes? Because that's such a really heartwarming element, and obviously things get so much more serious, but it's really nice to see that glimpse.
Well, I really appreciated it. I think no matter what your situation, there's a part of you that is, there's a part of me that is still between 10 and 13 years old. When there's something I really, really enjoy, or there's something I really want to do. And it's not necessarily because it's going to be productive or great for my mind. It's just something fun that I participate in. And generally for me, it's basketball, shooting a basketball, watching people play pickup, occasionally playing pickup myself, though not as much as I used to. I have to be careful. But I think for Isaiah, this idea of this physical ability that far outstrips what most people are capable of, that he can control. He doesn't have to be super soldiery all the time. I think my take on Isaiah is he knows an awful lot about the rest of his body. He does not necessarily know all that that super soldier serum has done inside him. But what he does know is his ability to control himself most of the time. So that's what was so debilitating about coming to and realizing they've done it again. They got me again. I'm being accused of something that I have been used as a tool for, but I didn't do that. I didn't perpetrate that. And so that scene with especially the initial scene with Sam and Joaquin, where Sam is essentially doing what he did before. He's saying, "This man, this is the guy who the statue represents," and he's a human being just like you and me. And now Sam characterizes him in a way that I don't particularly see Isaiah. I think Isaiah is just one of those people who's cuts to the chase. I mean, he's not frivolous, but he's fun loving, and he likes playing with people. And he and Sam uh, can play together because of what they've been through together. There's a trust there. And I think it's not mentorship, it's collegial. I think they both bring things from their eras, from their understanding, from their personal witness to one another. And it's their willingness to pass those things that is the foundation of their relationship. Um, so
That's really well put. Carl, thank you so much for your time. And I just wanted to mention, I've been watching Mantis recently, going way back to that show. And it's crazy because all before this whole superhero craze, you were on the ground floor there.
yeah, that's pretty wild. That was uh, that the pilot for that was one of those incredible moments where I just felt like it might not be possible, but if it is possible, it looks like this. And yeah, that was so much fun. And I would say Isaiah, even though if you had asked me if anything would uh, top that moment playing Miles Hawkins, I would have said probably not that experience in the pilot, because it was just I was just so proud and I loved what that character stood for. But I think I like Isaiah more. I think maybe it's my age, but I think there is a lot to be said for having lived through difficult times and not losing your heart.